here we are with another Woods report. Okay, Wendy Williams.
Can't go wrong with news on her, good or bad.
Wendy Williams. So I guess we'll start off. It's so much you can go with this story. It's when you be cutting your head off again, that tall hairstyle. So it ended up cutting me off.
Get it in the camera.
You got to get the long, tall hairstyle.
Get my high hair.
Anyway, all right. So here we go.
I'll wear the afro.
So, no. Oh, my gosh. He has his afro. I can't stand it. All right. This wig.
Okay.
All right. So, because it's the 1970s afro.
I don't care. I'm stuck in the 70s.
Stuck in the 70s, man. You're stuck in the 70s. All right. Here we go. All right. So, Wendy Williams. So, I was reading this page 6 story, talking about Wendy Williams and how her memorabilia from her show, like her purple chair and all these other things, they're going to toss out. I don't know if I believe this story, but that's what they said.
Okay.
That they're going to toss out all her memorabilia.
Make a comment about it, because it's really kind of making them look bad.
I think the first of all that I want to say is, whether you like or whether you dislike Wendy Williams, there is no other Wendy Williams.
She has an iconic name.
Wendy Williams carved out a space in daytime television that people, even we do, are emulating. Hot Topics,
female version of Howard Stern.
Yeah, talking about people and she was worse when she was on the radio. She toned it down.
She had to on TV.
Yeah, she toned it down when she came to television. But I used to listen to her on the radio when Charlemagne was her right hand man.
Okay.
So and they were horrible. You remember when Judge Mathis came in there? Her and Judge Mathis got an argument. Charlemagne was, that was back in the day. So
okay, because this show kind of changed a little tone there, has it?
Which one? Breakfast Club?
Yeah.
He's changed.
He's changed. Maybe that's what it is.
He's changed.
He's not like that.
And Wendy's changed. Okay. Wendy's changed over the years. The more famous that she became and more that she started rubbing elbows with the celebrities, she toned down. Because you can't really talk about somebody.
No guests on your show.
Right,
they won't come.
And you can't really talk about somebody you just had dinner with Friday
night.
And
a lot of times I'm hearing they have a disclaimer or some kind of a clause where she can't ask certain questions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought she said she didn't let them sign that.
It was something that somebody said that she made a comment that she couldn't ask or something, so I figured, or they didn't come on because she couldn't ask. So it was something like that.
But there's so many iconic moments with Wendy, other than the fact that her fainting when she was dressed as the Statue of Liberty.
Really scary. I thought that was part of the act.
Yeah, we all did.
Ooh.
That final show was ridiculous that they had for her. Now, the name of the show is the Wendy Williams Show.
Whether Doe, Jane Doe.
The last show should be all about Wendy.
It's the end. Like Ellen went out with a bang, and Oprah went out with a bang, and even though they were there physically.
They should have had the whole show about Wendy. Wendy clips, people coming on.
When she first started, like just showing like how they doing with The View.
The staff come on and talk about Wendy or just something.
Yeah.
They just did like a clip show at the end.
Was she?
That was horrible.
Was she bad to them?
Well, towards the end, Wendy, she lost her mom, and Wendy has a lot of
situations.
She has a lot of substance abuse issues, and then her husband having a whole baby on her and stuff. Wendy went through a lot towards the end.
Was she bad to her staff, you think?
They said her husband was. I don't know if anybody ever said she was.
Because the way they're treating her is like she may have been really, really a tyrant as a manager or whoever.
I just feel like even then, you wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for Wendy Williams. Nobody there.
That staff, that whole entire staff, just the show was her name.
And the producers, the people who own the show, you wouldn't have that time slot if it wasn't for Wendy Williams.
Because I'm honestly not Kim watches her.
Yeah, I used to watch Wendy Williams.
I don't really
Lenore never liked Wendy Williams.
I never. Every once in a while I'll tune in, depending on who she had on the show. But I was never a Wendy Williams fan.
Right. And that's why I started off. How you doing? What was that?
How you doing?
Or, you look like you can't ready to choke somebody.
My hair wasn't like that. My hair was like what she does. How you doing?
All right.
I ain't, I can recognize. I ain't that
naive. The fact is,
a little bit.
The fact that whether you liked her or not, that's what I started off by
saying.
Right,
she shouldn't be treated this way.
The show was named Wendy Williams. The time slot was because of Wendy Williams. And it shows you how show business is. They'll just toss you out. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter who you are or whatever. You was talking about the Brady Bunch. and you were seeing Greg Brady.
When I was listening to a lot of the updates regarding what was going on with
I remember the Brady Bunch.
The Brady Bunch. I'm always old school, y'all, so I go back on some old shows. That episode where they were the family was singing together,
right?
But this
was that time to change. Well, it's time to change.
No.
You got to.
No, that was later. That was later.
Okay, go ahead.
But Hey, I actually have the Brady Bunch CD.
All right,
so don't y'all talk about me.
So
they was just doing a song, and they wanted to be as a group, as a family. But this producer guy and the lady kind of charmed him. Came up to him and said, "You guys sing so well. Oh, you sing so well. Put on the charm."
Right.
And then they offered him, Greg,
his own career.
So the family, of course, thought he was a sellout.
Right.
That's like Toni Braxton did with her sister.
Right. They thought they would sign all of
you. We don't want those sisters.
We don't want everybody else.
So you kind of not a family like
right.
Wow.
But they was wishing him well.
I know.
He was getting a big head.
Yeah.
Greg was getting a big head.
But they
named him Johnny Bravo.
They wouldn't let him do his own songs.
Was that the one he did? Clouds never laughed before, raindrops never something. Was that it?
I think so.
I can't remember. So many songs.
They did a lot of songs, and it was different seasons of the show.
But he was Johnny Bravo. They changed his name.
And then what was the famous line when he said?
Hold on. They dressed him in all changed his whole
nice
style
jacket he had
and everything.
Yes.
And then why did they get rid of him? I can't remember.
He got mad.
He got next. They didn't want him to do his own stuff.
Yes.
They wanted to They owned, just like Wendy Williams.
Yes.
They owned his name. They owned his image.
Johnny
they owned
Bravo.
his brand. And if you don't want to play ball, then you got to get out of here. That's what they did to Wendy Williams.
Find somebody else to sing.
And he said, "Well, then why did you want me then in the first place? Because you fit the suit, man. You fit the suit." You wanted me because I fit the suit.
Yes.
That was it.
Johnny Bravo.
It's show business.
I felt like that when I was listening to Wendy Williams.
She fit the suit. And when
Sherry
she couldn't sing no more.
Sherry Shepherd fit the suit, and
I don't know why. I know Sherry's saying that she's blessed because God gave her this, and hopefully she'll use it as
she think it's favor.
She'll use it as a way to propel. But honey, if they did your predecessor,
they gonna kick you out.
As soon as you don't fit that suit,
you out the door. Sherry Shepherd, and it'll be somebody else.
You gonna be gone.
It may be your friend Niecy Nash.
Johnny Bravo, man. Johnny Bravo.
I fit the suit.
You fit the suit, man.
That's what I thought about with Wendy Williams.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm like, did they not know that her name was the name that brought that people to even watch the show?
They wouldn't even be there. And then they said that they invited her to come to the last show. But Jason Lee said he talked to Wendy Williams and on the phone. And Wendy Williams told him personally, they never invited me to come to the thing.
That could be, because maybe
I believe what she said.
Yeah,
I believe her.
No,
you wouldn't. Why would you invite? That's like firing somebody and then tell. Usually when you get fired, don't they call it? If anybody has ever been fired, I got fired.
I've been fired by the mail.
And I hate this. I only been fired one time. Oh, you got fired by mail.
Yeah.
Only got fired one time. And you know the people who know it because the way they look at you when you come in. They look at you like. Then you go to your desk. I went to my desk.
I tap on the shoulder.
No.
You didn't get a tap on the shoulder.
No.
What happened?
I go to my desk and I open the computer.
Okay.
And I get and I sign on and it doesn't sign on. So I said, I know I didn't change my password.
They locked you out.
So I called. I said, let me call HR, whatever.
What we normally do.
And I said, is there something going on with the system or something that we need to know about?
Okay.
And I didn't get the memo because I can't sign in.
Right.
And they said, can you come to the conference room?
Oh no.
This was on April 1st.
I had a conference.
April Fool's Day.
I had a conference room moment too.
Yeah.
Come to the conference.
Come to the conference room.
And if there's an HR person in there,
it's always an HR person sitting in there,
and maybe another manager.
And they have papers next to them
and a folder.
I'm not no fool. So then I had to hear how I was fired.
Yes.
I I was ready to go anyway, so they didn't get no backlash from me.
Okay.
Because I was getting ready to leave.
Right.
So my boss fired me before I left. That's pretty much what it was.
Oh, man.
So I went, and I said, so is this the point where somebody walks me to my desk? Because normally they don't let you go back to your desk, because that's when you send emails and you would do all kind of stuff. And they did. And they said, you could go, we don't mind. So I went to my desk, and but I'm saying with Wendy, they treated, this show is named after her. She couldn't even come get her stuff.
It would be different if it was the Kim Woods Company.
Oh my God.
The Kim Woods Show, the Lenore Woods Department. And we're able to...
No, the company is named after you.
The Lenore Woods...
The Woods
Foundation.
The Woods Company.
Woods Foundation.
And you come in as a Woods in your main office. And you get called to the office, and then they don't even let you go back to your desk. But she got fired like you.
Oh, how was...
You said you got fired from a letter, or she didn't come in.
One of my jobs. No, it was my fault. Okay, they're going to fire you if you don't call in. That was a second job. Now, the first job, I'm going to call in. That's my bread and butter. Mm-hmm. That second job, you tend to forget about it because it's just a little sidekick. So I actually kicked it to the curb and forgot about it. And they Federal Expressed me my my walking papers and said, you didn't call us. We didn't know where you were. I'm like, ooh, I forgot to call them until I was sick.
So they fired Wendy either over the phone or email or something.
Wrong. And they didn't even... One of the people you sent me that did their little update, the workers there, if one worker could have packed all her stuff and sent it to her house.
She told Jason Lee, according to Jason Lee, she told him she was coming to get her stuff. That's what she told him.
So maybe the workers thought she was coming to get it, and that's why they didn't.
Right. So why is page 6 saying, if you guys go to page 6 on June 18th, it says the Wendy Williams Show came to a bittersweet end Friday afternoon, and according to a new report, several set props and keepsakes will simply be tossed to the trash.
Oh, no.
The wigs are still there since she didn't come and get them, so they're being thrown out. A source close to the production told The Sun, adding that Wendy's famous big purple chair will meet the same fate.
Why would they throw it out?
That doesn't make sense. She didn't come get it?
The iconic parts of that show.
And why would you throw a chair away that people will pay money to get? It says the chair,
least sell it and put it on auction.
Page 6 says the chair is going to be thrown out. Production is not even bothering to try to donate the chair to a museum, like The View did with their original table after 10 years.
Right.
They gave it to the Smithsonian. A rep for the Wendy Williams Show did not immediately return our request for comment.
Of course, because how are they going to answer that?
Friday's finale wrapped up the show after 13 seasons. Wow. Guest host Sherry Shepherd wished the talk show host well on air, and several celebrities took over as hosts during the final season due to Williams' health issues.
Different people was hosting.
Fans, however, were underwhelmed when the show's exit, as Williams herself was not involved, nor did she make any last appearance.
That was a ugly breakup. That was
an ugly
relationship where your significant other breaks up with you using a Post-it note on the refrigerator.
It says,
and I had a coworker whose spouse did that. He broke up with her with a Post-it note
on the refrigerator.
He left it on the refrigerator.
Are you serious? Mm-hmm. And how you just moved the stuff out when she was at work? Oh, maybe when she was at work.
I don't know the details, but
see, what kind of person does that? But he couldn't even call her or leave her a message, a voice message?
Post-it note.
A Post-it note.
But these people, oh my God, Kim.
You wouldn't even, and see, this
even
is my
if
thing.
You don't like her.
Even if you don't like her, even if she was
you out and talked about your mother.
You would not have a job if she was not there.
So if this is truly true, because sometimes you always get
we don't know. This is according to page 6.
This is allegedly, you guys, so and we really don't know.
According to Jason. Saying that Wendy said she was not asked to come back to do the final episode. And he also said that she said she was coming to get her stuff. She had to clean her office out.
What went down for them to act that way to her?
I don't know.
Because even like one of the ladies I was listening to her update about it, she said her tyrant boss was still nicer than how they treated her when they let her go.
Horrible.
And she's thinking, oh my God.
So here's
common sense.
Yeah.
Because they've been known to, at other jobs, when they let you go and they won't let you back to your desk, they box your stuff up and they send it to your house.
Wendy learned a hard lesson after,
God.
I don't know how many years, 30-some years. Nick Cannon learned the same lesson when he was fired from Wild 'N Out. Everybody was shocked. We was like, that's not your show? We thought Wild 'N Out was his show. Now, they asked him to come back. How much you want to bet that's his show now?
It's a money thing.
How much you want to bet that's his show now?
I bet he signed some
papers. I bet you he owned the majority of the right of that show. Mm-hmm. You ain't telling me I got to leave my show. And if I leave, I'm taking my show with me. Because they was going to try to get DC Young Fly to host it. And DC Young Fly said, I'm not doing it. Which is probably why some people was upset with Sherry. Because they was like, the way you saw how they did Wendy, you should have been like, no.
Every man for himself. That's what hurt.
So
I think, you know what, when Niecy...
I think she'd be more hurt if you said Niecy Nash did it. She's friends with Niecy Nash.
Yeah, that's true.
She's not friends with Wendy Williams.
Right,
so.
that's true. She don't owe her anything.
Yeah.
But you know what, the hard thing about Hollywood and these situations in general, well, I should say Hollywood because it fits that category as far as the Nick Cannon and all that. If you are in a situation and blessed where if they do give you the boot.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
And the show is failing because they gave you the boot, then they'll have to eat their shoe and swallow their pride and say, we're sorry. Can you come back? Because it's all about money in Hollywood. It's all about who's making it,
right?
Who they're making the most money off of. But a lot of times there are situations which you think if somebody was to say like the DC, the comedy guy,
DC Young Fly,
if they don't do something because they're standing in with that person, you know, because there's power in numbers. If you can get enough people, I think that's what Monique was trying to do with the Netflix thing.
Don't.
But it fits. I know.
Please don't bring Monique back up again.
Monique was saying that these guys are acting like bull
to her, not to everybody.
No, I'm just saying in situations where they probably are acting like that to a lot of people. But then if you have a situation where all the number of people will say no, no more. Right. You're treating all the women actresses wrong. The soccer women, they did it. They were screaming for the same pay
together. But here's the
as
thing.
the male soccer players, and they got it.
But here's the thing. I think with this one is a little different.
Okay.
I think
why? Because they don't like her?
I think it's more along the lines of Wendy. Here's the thing. I don't expect anything from people, from the owners of the companies.
Okay, yeah. They can go either way.
You got to be the person to be smart and own your own name. If you out here, you watching YouTube, and you guys, he had Slave Road Slave on the side. If you out here and you on YouTube, just like us, all of us, you need to own your own name. You need to own your name.
That's what,
if your image, your brand, your likeness, anything, you need to own that. Because if you don't, you will see what will happen. Anybody could do anything that they want to you. So I don't expect the company to be loyal to her.
That's true.
But I should have expected Wendy after 30-some years, she should have at least owned her own name.
You think her husband had a
lot
to do
with that? Her husband is an idiot.
Because,
he's a complete idiot.
Because when he was out of the picture, who was kind of had her back then?
Why are we doing this again with another woman with an idiot as a husband? Like Daddy. Why are we doing this again?
Guys,
no. You know who I'm talking about. Why do we do this? Why as women do we allow a man?
But in all fairness, he wasn't like that when they first got together, right?
Who? Wendy's husband?
Yeah.
He's always been a bulldog.
When they first got together.
First of all, he's her manager.
But when they first got together, she wasn't known.
No, the bottom line is he's her manager. Okay. Why does Wendy not own her own name?
Yeah, that's true.
Just like Monique's daddy, manager. Why is posters going out with Dale Hughley's picture on it and her picture small in the corner and his picture all big here with a hat on? This is her. This is her with her little hat on. And he gets his picture with his hat right here. Dale Hughley got on the hat right here. With his brim and her hat, she right down here on the corner. Now, Daddy let that poster out. Daddy let that on the tickets.
Okay, and let's play devil's
advocate. Forget it. No, it's not a Monique video.
A quick one, though. Let's play devil's advocate.
A quick Monique video.
How we know? How we know?
Go ahead.
How we know the producers didn't show the version of the flyer where her was big and Hughley was in the corner.
Oh,
with
so
his hat.
Daddy got. So then
who knows?
Okay, so let's say that
Yeah,
they did.
this is how we're gonna promote her.
Let's say that they did. Let's say that they did.
Okay.
Then that means Daddy got the pimped. They pimped Daddy, right? Pimp Daddy. All right, so let's get off of that knucklehead and go back to Wendy.
Okay.
All right, because I said I wasn't doing no more videos about her. We slid her in here some kind of way.
She's gonna come back.
All right, so the point is, we gotta stop letting, and it don't even just mean women and men. It could be a man with a woman, man, anybody.
In your business,
don't let any manager or anybody handling your affairs, you not involved in them from the bottom all the way up.
What is
Oprah say she know every check that comes out of her book.
So are you saying
Oprah?
So okay, I just want to confirm. You're saying that her name, she didn't own it in a way where, kind of like Morris Day.
Yeah. When Prince died, Morris Day, the estate of
Prince's estate,
sent him a cease and desist letter saying you cannot use this name anymore. And he said, "Are you kidding me?
You can't use your own name. I
got name myself. Prince owned your name.
Wow.
And now that he's gone, his estate owns it. Morris Day went on a whole, y'all remember this, go look it up. Wow. He went on a whole thing about if Prince was alive, he would be mad about this, he would be upset, he would be
yes.
And the estate settled and said, we don't want none of this. You can have your name.
Yes.
Because they know that if Prince was alive, Morris Day, that is who he is. That's his
estate.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But imagine not taking care of that business. And Prince passed on. And now somebody else making a decision on whether you can use your name.
And Tina Turner said, all I want
is my name.
Is my name.
That's it. That's all I want is my name.
Turner
I worked too hard for that. She said I worked too hard for it. Because she knew Ike. See, as much as you want to talk about him smacking her around the stage, she knew Ike was smart.
She had enough sense.
She know Ike.
Ike
wasn't no fool.
No.
Ike would have said, I own your name.
Yes.
So you ain't gonna do nothing.
Anything
you can shake, rattle, roll, and you gonna fill these pockets. So she asked that judge right then.
I want my name.
I want that name.
Yes.
I earned and I worked for it, and the judge gave it to her.
And that's what you're saying Wendy should have done.
Wendy should have got that name.
Wow.
Got that name. So let that be a lesson to all of us.
That's a hard lesson to learn.
And I hope that this page 6 story, I hope that the person that said it, I hope that they was just saying something and it's not true. Because all of the stuff that's
fabricated,
everything that Wendy had, even the Statue of Liberty outfit she wore, all of that stuff is iconic. All of it. All of her wigs.
The chair
all
for
of
sure.
it.
The chair for sure.
The chair.
That's what she does her talk.
The chair is the most iconic thing of that show.
But if that's true,
yeah,
we're thinking if this is really true,
then that's ridiculous.
Tossing it, not even putting it on auction,
tossing
for sale,
it.
or put it send it to a museum,
tossing it.
This can't be this kind of a group.
So hopefully it's not true, y'all. We'll keep an eye on this story and make sure and see what's going on and give y'all any updates if anything happens. So
wow, Wendy.
All right, we done went down Brady Bunch Lane and everybody's lane on this one.
He fit the suit.
Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo.
All right, y'all. Did you have anything else?
No, that was it.
Okay, so that was, now you're not quick to put the finger up this time. Last night you was like,
was
you
tired.
had the finger up 10 minutes before we even stopped.
I was like this. You do the finger when you're tipping out of toeing out of church. Remember, y'all put
that's when we put the finger up.
What does that mean?
Like, pardon me. Like, I don't know what that means. Church. I don't know what that means.
Y'all, if y'all know
where did the finger come up leaving the church come from?
Certain churches.
And why do you put your finger? What does the finger up mean?
We didn't do that in the Catholic Church.
Yeah, so, but Baptist we did, so. All right, y'all. All right. Well, it wasn't none but 3 people probably in the, all right, never mind. No. All right, y'all. So that was another Woods Report. See you later.